Hello Internet, and welcome to another episode of Room with a Review. Like fairy tales? Like costume design so intricate the dresses are basically their own characters? Like ensemble casts so complicated they basically have to reintroduce the name of every character every time they're on screen? If you answered yes to any of these, Once Upon a Time might be the show for you! Split between the worlds of Storybrooke and the Enchanted Forest, Once Upon a Time follows the character of Emma Swan as she enters a world of magic and kings and queens and evil queens. All sorts of fun things. Emma, played by Jennifer Morrison, provides a grounded view in this crazy world, drawing in the average viewer with her skepticism. But more important, I believe, is her son Henry, who utterly believes in the magical properties of the town that he lives in. Storybrooke has been cursed into existence by his adoptive mother, he says. Emma disagrees. But of course, this is a massive ensemble piece, so Emma and Henry's problems are only half the picture. Snow White, Prince Charming, Jiminy Cricket, the aforementioned evil queen, Rumpelstiltskin. The list goes on. And they all live, quote-unquote, peacefully together in this one town, with no memories of their pasts. Really, it's a super neat concept, and an overall fun experience. Downsides are the pacing is kind of all over the place. The Enchanted Forest green screen shots look completely unnatural, and lots of the plot devices are rather contrived. We, the viewers, forgive most of them because we grew up on Disney and just love seeing these characters in new situations. Really, I would have loved to have seen the whole, is this coincidence, is this real, is Henry right? That whole storyline just increased to the nth degree. Like, don't give us any Enchanted Forest flashbacks until that is dealt with. It would have been so interesting to have seen. Actually, that might be a really fun cut for someone to do. Maybe someone already has. It's the internet. Who knows? Speaking of the flashbacks, I get it, okay? Lost, which finished about the same time as this show started up, Lost had really great flashback scenes with these dual timelines paralleling, like, character tropes and traits in both of the timelines, showing us new things about the characters as time went on that had been shown in the past, but we didn't. I get it, okay? That was cool in Lost. But Once Upon a Time, you're not as good at it, okay? You do the same thing over and over again, and we get the thing where it's like, oh look, the character did this in the past, but they can't remember that they did this, so they're going to make the same terrible decision again. I get it, okay? Can we move on from that point, please? It's so on the nose. I'm sorry, Pinocchio. And once writers, buddies, pals, amigos, you have so much character development that goes one step forward and two steps back. And then they trip and fall down a flight of stairs, and they're on the edge of the cliff, and you're like, oh, thank God they didn't fall off that cliff. They actually did some good for once, and then they roll over and fall off the cliff. So, like, I get it, okay? Evil is super sexy, or whatever you want to call it. Making bad decisions is super easy. It's always the good way is the hard way, so lots of people pick the easy and evil way. Guys, we've seen the evil characters figure out that what they're doing is what is making them miserable. And if they make good decisions, they cannot be miserable. But yet they still need to test out the waters. Maybe doing something evil won't be bad this time. And I should test it again. And okay, maybe I'll try it again just to make sure. Maybe. Like, come on, guys. They know. God damn it, Regina. Stupid freaking pineapple. Ugh. Hook. Why? But enough with all the negatives. There are some really great things about this show. And really, I'm only frustrated because I care. But anyways, the different parent-child relationships explored throughout this show, they're freaking amazing, guys. Henry, Emma, Regina, the Charmings, Balefire, all of them, they've lost each other, they've found each other, they've been ripped apart by bad choices or magic circumstance. and they find each other again, or they don't sometimes, but they find each other again, and there's all these emotional things tied in, and it's really good stuff, okay? The complexities of adult relationships with your parents, like, they just see this child, and you're an adult. They get into that on this show. That's a really common thing that a lot of people don't completely talk about all the time with words. Not to mention the power of love. Da 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 da. There's a lot of that. The power of love, not the song. There's also a lot of discussion into the origin of evil in a person. Is it born or is it made? Whether you can still be a good person after doing a bad thing or a whole bunch of bad things multiple times. The show also links all the fairy tales together really well, sometimes combining multiple characters into the same person, sometimes splitting one character into 2 or sometimes 3 different characters just to make things work out right, but also taking into consideration the different circumstances that would have surrounded different actions being made or consequences of decisions, making what was the hero seem like a bad person. You know, stuff like that. It's a really interesting look into all that kind of stuff. And I know I've mentioned the costumes, but just look at the freaking costumes, man! They're so freaking gorgeous! And the casting. Just look at them. God, they're so beautiful! Especially Hook. I may be slightly biased, but he's just so gorgeous. But anyways, charming characters, beautiful people, and just so much nostalgia. So much nostalgia. Do you really need better reasons to watch a show? What is the most important thing for a show to do? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I think that it is making you want to watch the next episode, and as far as I'm concerned, Once Upon a Time has succeeded. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it for everyone. It's not made for everyone, but teenage girls, parents who are tired of seeing the same Disney stories replayed over and over again, people who happen to like Disney movies, they're all gonna love it. Tumblr users also love it. There's another good demographic there. But please, don't feel limited by the target demographics. I mean, if any of this has sounded interesting to you, check out this show, 'cause it's a gooder. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Once, I can't remember the line. I know the line. I wrote the line. I wrote it out yesterday. I read it again. I should know this, camera.